But you must understand, there's a process to becoming an attraction. You know, you got some guys running around here. I'm the A side. The A side to what? You ain't sold a ticket with anything. You haven't sold a ticket for anything. The very first fight that I seen you headline, I actually was in town and I stopped in there in DC at the MGM Grand. With the capacity in there is about 3,500. This shit wasn't even half full. And that's in my city.
Speaking of that A side, Teofimo say he's still the A side over Tank, even though
I don't pay that no attention because he's a good young fighter and wishing nothing but the best. But him and his pops are delusional as it relates to the business. They don't know the first thing about the business. They actually said that they were going to do 2 million buys with their fight. 2 million buys. But I've never been the A side in a main event. You never sold a ticket. They attempted to try to sell tickets. You know, he thought actually that he was bigger than Floyd Mayweather. You know, it's just delusional. I mean, again, I don't even feel bad for guys like that. And you know, I really don't. Because again, it's just like sometimes you have to humble yourself and understand that this is a business and it's a process. Floyd Mayweather didn't become a household name overnight. It took many, many, many years of us plotting and thinking outside the box to make it happen. And in that kid's case, he's got to let his promoter do his job. Bob does a good job with knowing how to build fighters, okay? With especially Latino fighters, okay? Gotta let him do his job. Nobody even know who the you are other than the diehard boxing fans. And that's a fact. Because if they did, you wouldn't have been sitting there on fight week and ain't sold 2,000 tickets in a 36,000 seat venue.
You think he's still the A side versus Tank after the Triller fallout?
See, we talk about A sides, B sides, and C sides, and D sides, and all that stuff. In reality, man, it's about just making the fights happen. So yeah, I believe that. Look, he did 150,000 K views, right, on his last fight. 100 pay-per-view, right? 150,000 pay-per-view buys. You know, but you got to really think about it. Tank Davis wouldn't be Tank Davis without Floyd Mayweather. Teofimo Lopez is Teofimo Lopez without Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. That means
do your math, do your research. Teofimo don't need and I respect all those fighters, man. Ryan Garcia couldn't be Ryan Garcia without social media and Canelo.
And Oscar.
Yeah, see this? And Oscar, right? I did it the right way. I did it the hard way. I did it the real way. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't disrespecting nobody's set. I just say it like that, man. Come on, y'all gotta see this, man. Y'all gotta see this. It's just gonna take a little more time with me because that's what's everything. Everything takes time. Look, I've been in the game for 4 years now, professionally. And at 23 years young, I did a contract directly with Disney, with ESPN, along with partners with Top Rank, a company that's been in the game since the 1950s, right? Promoted Muhammad Ali as their first fight, right? And look, a young kid like me, a little young kid like me, made a big deal like that with $1 billion company. No hope, no needed, just fought my way through it.
And does that mean that you're going to have your own fighters underneath your
Yes.
card?
What did you make of Floyd Mayweather saying that if you and Tank fought, Tank's the A side?
Collected all the belts, and you saying that I'm going to be the B side? Oh, you crazy, man. You're crazy. It's not going to happen. I think Mayweather is still trying to stay relevant. And I think that Floyd is crazy for him to think that this guy will be A side. It's ridiculous. And that's the problem, though. That's where it's going to make a difficult fight happen with myself and Tank Davis because of that. Because we know deep down the undisputed lightweight champion, I earned the crown.
Teofimo don't need to worry about selling some tickets. He can't even sell tickets, and he about to fight in New York, and that only hold what 4,000. Tell him to sell some tickets, then holler at me. Bum ass.
Tank, how annoyed are you? Hopefully, a fight with Teofimo can be made. It's not easy like you think it is. It's not easy just to go to sit down and say, well, I want this to happen, because you got guys that's very greedy and say, well, we want this and we want this. Yeah. When we know Gervonta Tank Davis is one of the biggest names in the sport of boxing, to Teofimo for doing what he did. But once again, we can't judge a guy. A guy is not great because he won one fight. To become a legendary great fighter, you must continue to go out there and beat good fighters and beat great fighters. At lightweight, Tank has the biggest name. At lightweight, Tank has one of the biggest names in the sport of boxing right now. The things Tank has done and the noise that he's making and how he's selling out arenas, he has to be the A side. No, it's not debatable. It's not debatable at all.
Gervonta's big time, but the point is, I still want to see him against somebody big time.
Teo and Lomachenko did the biggest. Teo and Lomachenko did the biggest rating in years.
Hold on. The biggest rating on ESPN that you guys talked about. But when we doing fights on Fox and also on Showtime, we don't have to go out there and talk about the ratings that we're doing. We're doing 4 million. We're doing 5 million. So we don't have to talk about that. You guys are not going to take nothing away from us. We do great numbers.
Does it sound like we're trying to take something away from you right now?
Well, I'm going to let you know that you're not going to take nothing away from us.
I'm not trying to.